Okay, so here we go. Some of this will probably be familiar. Okay, so we're invoking the story world of Star Wars just as the Homeric bards invoke the story world of the Trojan War. And we have something that identifies us, more or less an invocation in the style of other invocations that we've seen before if we know the Star Wars movies. And this will bring us into the story. Give us a little bit of backstory, but not on the story that we're involved in particular, and we are going to be left as we play the game to figure out how the story that we're playing in the game is related to this kind of grand narrative. The grand narrative that is the same sort of grand narrative that the Homeric bard is invoking in more or less saying to his audience, I am now singing a song of the Trojan War. Sing, goddess, the wrath of Peleus' son Achilles. Okay, we know who Peleus is, we know who Achilles is, we're talking about a story of the Trojan War, but this wrath story, well, where are we going to come into the bigger story in that little story, the story of the wrath, which is going to become the Iliad? One of the things that I think is most marvelous about Knights of the Old Republic is the way it evokes everybody's experience of the movies, and so I think that's extraordinary and extraordinarily interesting with respect to the comparison to the bards, but we can leave that for kind of further discussion. And here I am. My controller's shaking, by the way, just so you know.
We've been ambushed by a Sith battle fleet. The Endar's Spire is under attack. Hurry up, we don't have much time.
Okay, now I get to choose what to say. I'm going to say, who are you?
I'm Tras Volgo, ensign with the Republic fleet. I'm your bunkmate here on the Endar Spire. We work opposite ships. I guess that's why you haven't seen me before. Now hurry up. We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it.
Who's Bastila?
Bastila is the commanding officer on the Endar Spire. Well, not an officer, really. But she's the one in charge of this mission. One of our primary duties is to guarantee her survival in the event of an enemy attack. You swore an oath just like everyone else on this mission. Now it's time to make good on that oath. I've heard all about your reputation, elite combat training.
Filling me in on me
no
here.
No wonder you were handpicked for this mission. Word is the officers haven't seen a recruit with your kind of potential in 20 years. But all that potential doesn't mean a thing if you can't deliver when it counts. We're soldiers. We're trained for combat. Bastila is going to need men and women like us at her side during this attack. So hurry up and grab your gear. You need to suit up so we can get out of here.
Okay, so one of the amazing things about games like Knights of the Old Republic is that there's a function that I think a bard would have loved, but that a bard couldn't do, which is that you get to ask questions in a lot of these games about who you are so that you can get traction and kind of full immersion into the story, whereas those questions need to be left implied. But the basic idea, I think, is absolutely the same. There is a sense in which when you are entering into a story of heroic adventure and identifying with a heroic character, whether it is your character in Knights of the Old Republic, who is being played up, obviously, by this non-player character, as they're called, or it's Achilles, or it's Odysseus, you enter in, you are kind of dropped into their life, and strangely enough, it seems like that makes it all the more immersive for you. Makes it feel like you are part of the story, makes you identify all the stronger with that hero who is your point of entry into the story.